coming into the 2016 college football season, there was a little bit of concern for Auburn at running back, depth at running back, but now week 10 of the season, no longer a concern, and that's because of one particular guy. I bring in Auburn beat reporter Tom Green right now on the Plains to discuss Kamryn Pettway, a.k.a. affectionately known as Bubba. Why is Kamryn Pettway stepping up and setting himself apart in this league, really?
Well, really, it's just his running style. Auburn is used to having these guys that, are quicker running backs, like to get to the outside. You look at what they had in Kamryn Johnson. You look at what they had in a guy like Rock Thomas. But, Kamryn Pettway is a guy that kind of combines that speed and just a bruising style of running. He's been compared by his teammates to Jerome Bettis, NFL Hall of Famer. By no means, does he really belong in the same breath as an NFL Hall of Famer right now, but his running style is very comparable. He's got a very similar build at 240. He's a stockier guy, but he's got a really unnatural burst that just comes with that size, and he's using it to, run past defenders and then size them up and just flatten them.
Now, he obviously leads the SEC in rushing. How do his numbers stack up against other guys on the team and obviously in the league?
Oh, well, what he's done is really impressive. He's got 933 rushing yards on the year through 8 games. And when you consider that he didn't record a carry against Clemson, and he had a game where he didn't even play, and then against LSU, he didn't even have a carry in the second half. So really, he's done this in 5.5 games, which is kind of absurd. Over the last 3 games in particular, where he's really just gotten the full workload for the most part, he's averaging close to 190 yards per game. And you look at some of the teams he's doing this against, it's SEC competition. So it's really impressive what he's been able to do against Mississippi State, Arkansas, and Ole Miss the last 3 weeks, and he's going to try to continue that against Vanderbilt this weekend.
Okay, now when you frame up Cam Pettway against some of the other offensive superstars in the league, how does he compare? Who are some other guys that, kind of stack up against his statistics and really his capabilities as an offensive star?
Well, when you talk about guys that are going to be in the running for SEC Player of the Year this year, there's not a whole lot of offensive standouts in the SEC this year, but you got to look at guys like Trevor Knight at Texas A&M, who's, kind of doing it all with his arm and his legs. He's got over 500 rushing yards and over 1,500 passing yards, and, the Aggies are a one-loss team, and he's part of the big reason for it. Then, of course, you look at Alabama, and they got Jalen Hurts there, freshman quarterback. What he's been able to do with that offense is pretty impressive, too. But Kamryn Pettway is right up there with them. He's been a huge part of this Auburn turnaround after that 1-2 start. And if he keeps this up, he's going to be in the running for SEC Player of the Year. The only thing that's really going to, be slowing him down is how much they use him. Because there's going to be times where they're going to rely on Kamryn Johnson in games. But, right now they're riding the hot hand with Kamryn Pettway.
Yeah, all very good points there, Tom. Of course, looking forward to another Week 10 matchup, Auburn and Vanderbilt this weekend on the Plains. Thanks for all your help, Tom. We'll talk to you soon.